You don't need to be more decisive right now. You don't need to figure everything out. If you're listening to this, there's a good chance you're already carrying too much. Maybe your mind feels busy but unproductive, like it's always running, yet never arriving anywhere. Simple choices feel heavy. Important decisions feel impossible. And somewhere underneath that, there's a quiet fear that something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just tired in a way that thinking alone can't fix. You probably haven't said this out loud, but it might feel like this. You know you need to decide something. A job, a relationship, a direction. But every option feels wrong, or risky, or incomplete. So you pause, you delay, you distract yourself, and then you judge yourself for not moving faster. From the outside, it might look like procrastination. Inside, it feels more like standing in front of too many doors, all at once. While someone keeps asking you to hurry, that pressure builds quietly. And with it comes guilt. I should be able to handle this. Other people seem to know what they want. Why is this so hard for me? Here's the part that rarely gets explained. Anxiety doesn't just make you worried. It changes how your brain processes choice. When your nervous system feels under threat, not danger, just pressure, it shifts into protection mode. In that state, your brain prioritizes safety over clarity, avoidance over exploration, stillness over movement. That's not weakness. That's biology. When anxiety is present, your mind scans for what could go wrong. It magnifies consequences. It downplays flexibility. It tells you that one wrong move could cost you everything. So of course, decisions feel heavier. Your system is trying to keep you safe by slowing you down. The problem is, modern life doesn't respect that pace. Deadlines keep coming. People expect answers. And productivity culture quietly suggests that hesitation is a failure of character. It isn't. Indecision under anxiety is often a sign of intelligence, paired with exhaustion. A mind that sees too many variables at once, without enough emotional safety to sort through them. You're not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because your system doesn't feel safe enough to choose yet. And here's something important. Avoidance isn't laziness. It's protection. When your body senses overwhelm, it looks for relief. Sometimes that relief is rest. Sometimes it's distraction. Sometimes it's doing nothing at all. That doesn't mean you don't care. It means part of you is trying to prevent more overload. The shame comes from misunderstanding this response, from believing you're falling behind when, in reality, you're bracing. But clarity doesn't come from forcing decisions under pressure. It comes when pressure eases enough for your mind to breathe. Think about moments when decisions felt easier in your life. They probably weren't moments when everything was perfect. There were moments when you felt just a little safer, a little more grounded, a little less rushed. That's when perspective returns. An anxious mind doesn't need motivation. It needs permission to slow down, permission to not know yet, permission to change your mind later, permission to move in smaller, quieter ways. When pressure drops, something subtle happens. Your thoughts stop racing in circles. Your options stop looking so absolute. You begin to sense what feels more aligned. not just what looks correct. This is where gentle motivation actually lives. Not in pushing yourself harder, but in trusting that clarity is a natural state that returns when you're not being chased by urgency. You don't have to decide everything today. You don't have to decide anything right now. Your worth isn't measured by how quickly you choose, or how confidently you perform certainty for others. You're allowed to take time. You're allowed to pause without explanation. You're allowed to respect the signals your nervous system is sending instead of fighting them. Agency doesn't always look like action. Sometimes it looks like choosing not to force yourself into a decision you're not ready for. That's not giving up control. That's exercising it. There's a quiet strength in saying, internally, I will decide when I feel steadier. I trust myself to know when that moment arrives. And it will arrive. Not because you pushed harder, but because you've created enough internal space for it to show up. You don't need to escape anxiety to make decisions. You just need to stop treating it like an enemy. It's information. It's feedback. It's your system asking for safety before movement does. So, for now, let yourself breathe a little deeper. Let the urgency soften. Let the idea of falling behind loosen its grip. Nothing meaningful is being lost in this pause. You're not missing your chance at life. You're recalibrating. And when the pressure quiets even slightly, you'll notice it. A thought that feels clearer. An option that feels less heavy. A sense that you can move gently without forcing yourself. Until then, it's okay to rest in not knowing. It's okay to be undecided. It's okay to move at the speed your nervous system can handle. You're still moving forward, even here, even now, and there's no rush to leave this moment.